Hey everyone! Today, we're going to talk about the movie Kantara. Honestly, the hype for this movie was absolutely insane. I was getting over 1,000 comments a day asking me to explain it. But the problem was I couldn't find a high-quality print, and when I finally did, copyright issues kept blocking the video. So I decided to present this masterpiece to you guys using images and storytelling instead. Some stories just stick with you forever. They go way beyond what you expect. We've all cheered for the massive CGI and VFX in Hollywood movies, but the last 15 minutes of this South Indian gem proved that Indian cinema is on a whole other level. With on-point direction, brutal fight scenes, folklore, and a powerful storyline, this movie is a certified masterpiece. And today, I'm breaking it all down for you. So, without wasting any time, let's get right into the story. The tale begins way back in 1847. There was a king who had a massive empire. He had wealth, luxury, and everything a man could want, except for one thing: peace of mind. Despite donating gold to temples and feeding the poor, he felt empty. On a sage's advice, he left his kingdom and family behind to find solace. He traveled to many holy places but found nothing. Finally, he ventured deep into a forest. Suddenly, he heard a voice calling out to him. Following the sound, he found a stone idol that the local villagers worshipped as the deity Panjurli Daiva. Standing there, he finally felt the peace he was craving. The king decided to take the idol back to his palace, but the villagers refused, saying the deity protected their forest. That's when the deity possessed a villager. Through the man, the deity shouted, "If I go with you, what will you give my people in return?" The king offered anything. The deity let out a deafening scream and said, "As far as my voice echoes, that land belongs to these forest dwellers. Do you agree?" The king agreed. But there was a condition. Panjurli, the deity of peace, would be accompanied by his fierce counterpart, Guliga. If the king or his descendants ever broke this promise, Guliga's wrath would destroy them. The king kept his word and finally found his peace. Fast forward to 1970, about 150 years later. The village is celebrating the Bhoota Kola festival, a ritual where the local Tulu people invoke the deity through a performer. A descendant of the king, driven by greed, shows up. He wants the land back to build malls and modern buildings. During the ritual, he demands the land from the performer, who is possessed by the deity, and threatens to take the villagers to court. The deity warns him, but the arrogant landlord mocks the gods. He challenges the deity to show himself. The deity then runs into the forest and vanishes. The next day, just as predicted, the landlord dies vomiting blood on the steps of the courthouse. This was the justice of Guliga. Now, we jump to the 1990s. About 20 years later, meet our hero, Shiva. He's the rebellious champion of the village's quote, Kumbala buffalo race. He beats over 500 competitors, but the organizers cheat him out of the win. Shiva, being a hothead, beats up the organizers and the landlord's men. This brings us to the current landlord, Devendra. He's the son of the guy who died in 1970. But Devendra seems different. He acts like a benevolent leader and helps the villagers. He even gives Shiva a medal and a Yamaha bike for his bravery. Shiva's father used to perform the Bhoota Kola ritual, but years ago, during a performance, he mysteriously vanished into the forest. Traumatized by this, Shiva stays away from the tradition. Instead, his cousin Guruva performs the ritual. Shiva spends his days hunting, hanging out with friends, and doing odd jobs for Devendra. Things get complicated when a new forest officer, Murali, arrives. Murali is a strict, honest cop who wants to stop illegal hunting and deforestation. He wants to fence off the forest reserve, which angers the villagers who have lived there for generations. This leads to a major conflict between Shiva and Murali. To make matters worse, Shiva's childhood sweetheart, Leela, gets a job as a forest guard. She's stuck between her duty to the officer and her love for her village, which causes tension between her and Shiva. The real twist hits when Devendra reveals his true colors. He's actually just as greedy as his father was. He wants to steal the villagers' land. He tries to force Guruva, the ritual performer, to lie while possessed by the deity and tell the villagers to give up their land. When Guruva refuses, saying the deity never lies, Devendra brutally murders him. Devendra then frames the forest officer, Murali, for the murder. Shiva, blind with rage, goes to kill Murali. However, a village blacksmith reveals the truth. that Devendra is the real killer. Realizing he's been played, Shiva teams up with Murali and the villagers to protect their land. Devendra launches an all-out assault on the village with his hired goons. A massive battle breaks out. During the fight, one of Devendra's henchmen brutally attacks Shiva. Shiva is thrown against a rock, the same stone the king found in 1847. He falls to the ground, bleeding out. The villagers think he's dead. But then, the miracle happens. The fierce deity Guliga possesses Shiva. The performance by actor Rishabh Shetty in these last 15 minutes is absolutely bone-chilling. Channeling the rage of the god, Shiva single-handedly destroys Devendra's entire army. He tracks down Devendra and kills him, fulfilling the ancient curse and saving the land. In the end, peace is restored. We see Shiva performing the Bhoota Kola as the calm Panjurli deity. He blesses the villagers, including a pregnant Leela and Officer Murali. Suddenly, a call comes from the deep forest. Shiva runs toward the sound and vanishes into the mist, joining his father and the spirits of the forest. The legacy is left to the next generation, Shiva's unborn child. So guys, that was the story of Kantara. What did you think of this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're new here, smash that subscribe button for more awesome movie recaps. Thanks for watching and keep safe.